Hi, welcome back to Game Room Crafts. I'm Kelly. This is my game room. Let's play. Today we are making a turtle box. Got this cute little mold from Amazon. I will link it in the description below. And what I've already done is I have taken two starfish, and these are natural starfish, also got from Amazon. I'll link that down below also. And I have used UV resin to hold them in place because I want the starfish here in the center of the shell and then here in the center of his belly or the inside of his shell. The plan today is I'm going to be using my chrome powder, and this is the Baltic Day Emerald Green, which kind of has a blue tinge to it, so I like that. And I'm going to be doing that on the fins, tail, and head. And then I'm going to be using my pearls. And these are the ones I got from my local Dollar Tree. Mix of sizes and colors. One of them is more white iridescence. The other one is more kind of yellowy. One floats, the other sinks. We're going to try them both. Mix them. When we pour our resin, my thought currently is that we're just going to do clear with crushed crystal. I will see what it looks like. I might do a little drop of blue in order to offset any yellowing that would happen over time, but we shall see. Okay, so first things first, I need to get a brush that I can fit into these spots. So not too big, but at the same time, not too tinny. Will that fit? Yeah, that'll work. That will work. Okay, so again, like I said, this is the Baltic Day chrome powder. I wanted to do teal, but I don't really have a teal. And I looked at both my Baltic Day and my Matio sets, and I don't have teal. So we're going to make do with my emerald, which has kind of a bluish cast to it, which is why the kid didn't like it when we're going to use it for something that needed to be straight up green, and she didn't like it. Now come in with my brush. I'm going to rub that in really well. Now the turtle does have space for eyes, but what we'll do is we will color that in after it's cast. I want to get it all the way up to the edge. I'm not being too careful right now because I will be cleaning it up. I am trying not to hit my star. All right, I'm gonna close this up for now. Leave it out just in case I need it again, but I will close it because I am clumsy. Yes, I am clumsy. Okay, I'm gonna try cleaning it out using my baby wipe, and then if not, then I'll go back with the Q-tip. Edge, the inside part where the shell is, I don't want that colored because we're going to be putting our pearls there. Again, I'm trying not to move where that starfish is. If I was smart, I never claimed to be smart, I would have waited and put him on after the fact, but too late. He's already on, and he's very delicate. I'm going to tell you that I bought that. It comes in a bag in a hard case. So during shipping, it was protected. But even though it was protected during shipping, there were broken starfishies. And you see their little legs broken off. And then there's like what looks to be sand, but when you actually look at it really close, it's little bits of starfish, which is sad. Okay. So I think I got all I can with my fingers. So now I'm going to go in with a Q-tip and a little bit of alcohol. And I'm just going to wet my Q-tip. And it's like against the edges. Oh, did you see that? That was so not smart. Then again, like I said, didn't claim to be smart. it's the outside, but every time I touch it, it's going to get on top of me, and I don't want to have to deal with that. And once I put my gloves on, I definitely don't want to have to deal with it. Okay, so a little bit on the outside there, a bit there. Okay, since I did not clean off my brush, I should be able to just fix that. Thought I saw a little bit of loose powder in the head, but I guess not. All right, so that looks good. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. Okay, I'm not sure how much the whole mold takes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up. No, I'm going to start with 4. I'm going to mix up 4 because I'm going to be putting my pearls in, and it's going to be displacing some of the resin. Because I'm looking at it, I'm going, oh, I might be able to get 6 in there. But honestly, it's not that deep. This portion of the box itself is not that deep. However, come on, Kel. See, if I stopped messing with it, I wouldn't keep getting powder in my center.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
Which is the main part I don't want powder in. Okay. A little bit there and a little bit. You can see it when you tilt it. You can see it there. I don't want it there. Clean part of my baby wipe. Get it off. And I can't push it too much because the starfish. All right. I think I'm okay. Although, I have a little bit of fuzzy right there, which doesn't belong there. But it's stuck right on the edge of the starfish still. Got it. Let me get this. So I'm going to go with, I'm going to start with 4. And we'll do 1 and then see how we're doing on the other. Is that on the outside? Yeah, that's on the outside. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get my resin poured and I will be right back. So I have 1 minute left on my timer, and what I'm going to do at this point is I am going to add my blue. I'm just going to do a single drop of the sky blue. This is, by the way, 4 ounces of the Hay Clear 1-to-1. I'm going to do 1 drop of the sky blue, and that's not to really color it. It's to offset any yellowing that will happen later on down the line. And I'm going to put a shake of crushed crystal in there. Now, that was not a scoop. It was whatever is on my spoon, and I'm just tapping it off as you can see it flying around the room. Okay, and since I still have 1 minute on the clock, that's what I'm going to do. All right, here we go. Okay, so this is going on a trip through my airless light, and it's gonna be, I'm gonna give it 6 minutes because it's 4 ounces in here. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to take my pearls. I'm gonna use these. Let's see. And what I want to do is, before I start pouring anybody, I want to take my little pearls and I want to kind of pop them in. Now, I'm under no illusion that they will actually stay there, but I would like them to, if at all possible. I am going to put them around the edge between the outer shell and the body, and the resin will get poured over that, and I'm sure we will get some bubbles. And then what I'm going to do is fill up the rest of it with pearls. We are going to do pearls and resin, and it's going to be just that slightly bluey tinged clear with crushed crystal. Now, it may have looked like really blue, but that's because it was in a tall cup, so it looks deep. But when you actually pour it, and you'll see it's not going to be like that. I may have made a boo-boo because I actually use the Hay Clear epoxy resin colorant as opposed to alcohol ink, which normally I'd be using alcohol ink in that scenario, but I wasn't thinking, and I grabbed, I had Hay Clear on the brain, so I grabbed the Hay Clear colorant. So I think this is going to be good, like this. And then we will have them loose around the inside too. And with the shell, it actually worked out really well. With the shell, it's just all going to be rolls with the exception of the one starfish. And again, here he has one starfish. He's not exactly straight, but that's okay. He's a starfish. He's supposed to be swimming. I forgot to turn on my timer, so...
A little while later.
Okay. Actually, you know what? I know I'm going to put it around the rest of it, but I want to try and get it down into the pearls first. So it's easier for me if I get a paper cup and bend it. Because I know I'm going to get bubbles from that because of the way I place them in there. Still have some. I would like them to be covered. Because that way if bubbles come up, bubbles come up. Okay. All right. Now I have these, and these are a little on the yellowy side, and they kind of float. And then these are more of that same white iridescent pearl. Whoops! Did you see that? One of them jumped ship. All right, I'm gonna get a stick, and I'm just gonna get those all coated up in there. Okay, here we go. I was careful not to plop it. Oh no! Oh no! Like immediately over the side. That was not smart. Kid. That was not smart at all. This did not work. Yeah. It didn't work.
What happened?
Well, it sticks up too far.
Uh-oh.
And immediately spilled over the side.
Can putting the pearls on the sides of the star?
Which I did. I already placed it down.
No, like move around the ones that you put on top. Oh, wait, you mean like the whole base is too...
Yeah, it's too high. See?
Everything sucks.
Okay, FYI, you see these? Look, it's tilting a little. It's a little flimsy. A little on the flimsy side.
The whole thing is just falling apart.
It is. It's okay.
Guys, I don't know if she told you this, but the pearls were my idea. I ruined everything.
No, you didn't. It's okay. I have a plan.
What is the plan?
Always have a plan B. Yeah, I don't like the way that is happening. That's kind of ticking me off. That should be. I'm gonna do that. Not much I can do about that. Well, the pearls definitely can go in here. So I'm going to... Okay. Let's kind of maneuver those around a bit. This is going to be pretty much all pearl.
I mean, I thought that was the intention.
Yeah. So we got some of the yellowy pearl and some of the silvery pearl. I'm gonna I think I can just get it all in there. I actually think the cover could use just a little bit more resin. Oh, actually, I have a little bit more resin.
I mean, maybe.
Because I had taken some out to pour in the flippers and shoot. I don't know. Do I have anything that would fit under there? Will my butterfly fit under there? It's a little tall.
Jinx. Yeah. Oh, that's shorter.
Shorter. That'll stop it. So I was cooking dinner today and I was making a casserole, and it was a pasta bake casserole. And in the pasta bake casserole, you had several different, two different pasta sauces, white and red. And I'm going to tell you right now, like I told you before, my baking game has improved majorly since starting Resin. Well, apparently so has my cooking game, because I got every drop of that sauce out of there. Every single bit. Yes, I did. Okay, so I can see that just like on that side, this side is lifted. So I need to get something under there. This one fit. Yep, that one will fit. Just need to lift it up a little bit, just a tad. Slide everybody back a little bit. Get my shell in. The head's kind of dipping too, and I don't want that, so I'm going to lift it up. Get my resin in. Bubble. Pop. Pop. Now, that starfish is still showing. just a tad. So I'm going to drop the rest of that resin that I had on the side in here. And now that everybody's lifted the way it's supposed to be, he should be okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to take my stick and go around this lip here and make sure that I don't have any air gaps, aka bubbles. So, what stick shall I use? Oh, I think I'll use my dragon stick. I'm just gonna slide under. Actually, this helps because some of those pearls were lifting. I just push these in. Yes, I will. I will use my stick to push those pearls in. And then they won't be floating anymore. Everybody flat. Everybody flat. I don't know if anybody's going to recognize this, but it's a bookmark, which was given to me as a gift, and I loved it. The problem that I had with it is I didn't like the way that it possibly marred my spine on my book. However, it's flat here. I don't know if you can tell. So that fits underneath those lips just perfectly and allows me to stick under there and pull out any bubbles. Lovely. Giving new life to something that I loved but was unable to use because I didn't want to damage my books anymore. Isn't that pretty though? Look how pretty that is. Can you see it? It is a dragon. That was given to me as a gift. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. So everybody's lifted where it needs to be lifted. I think I'm wrong because he's dripping on one side, which means he's not lifted here, which does not help me at all. Come on. Do I have another thingy? First of all, I want all this resin out of here because I'm going to need it. I need something that will fit under here, that will fit under here. What will fit under there? Okay, I think that'll do it. I think it's good. I think. Any place else leaking? I clean it up because resin goes where resin was. Resin has a mind of its own. Resin does what it wants to do. But when it's looking for an escape, it looks for where resin already was. It makes it easier for it to flow. Bubble right there and there. Now, this is the back of the turtle, so I'm not super concerned if the pearls are sticking up just a little bit, as long as it's even. If it's sticking up consistently all the way around, then what that does for me is when it's time for me to back it, which I'm not backing it with more resin, what I'm going to do is back it with some probably self-adhesive felt if I'm using it as a jewelry box. Yeah, felt is probably the better thing to use. Now this is the cover. So I would prefer not to have a whole bunch of random lift ups, which is why I shoved some of them underneath the lip. I think it will be fine. Okay, so what we need to do now is leave this guy. I'm leaving him overnight because it is late here. And when we come back tomorrow, we will demold it and see what we got. Hopefully, it turns out sort of something like what I envisioned. Of course, the back is different. It's going to be different, but that's okay. Like I said, if I'm going to put sticky back felt on the back, so what we're going to see when we open the box is black, which will be fine because my felt happens to be black. Anyway, we will leave these alone. We will come back, see it tomorrow, and I'll bring you back when it's time to demold. See you in a bit. Okay, we are back. This is the next morning, and I sprung a leak. So you saw me stick all of these things under the points, and I stuck one here because that's where it was leaking, cleaned it up, went to bed, and it sprung a leak here and here. So if you see under, I've got resin on my board, which wasn't there last night when I went to bed. So if you get this mold, be careful because it is leaky. All right. That's okay. That's okay. I'm going to have so much cleanup on I don't think I'm going to be able to get that off. All right. I'll get that later. Okay. So this is obviously going to have to be cut off because it's done. And it went under. Okay. So that's going to need to be trimmed off. But let's get him out. Look at all this. That's loose anyway. So if you get this mold, know that you're going to need to put something under all the edges to stabilize it. It's very flimsy. If I could have cast this, if I knew it was going to be that flimsy, I could have cast it in my cake mold so it would have caught anything dripping off. Okay, so that worked. I just need to, and it does sit flat, but I have some micro bubbles right there by the pearls, which is exactly what I did not want to happen, but it's only right there and there. Okay, so let's see how the cover came out. Oh, I got a bubble. Two bubbles? No, actually that's not a bubble. That's a design from the, because it's all the way around. Yeah, not a bubble. It's a design from the space. The lip is there. It's a little bit sharp, so I may sand that down, but how does it fit? Okay, kiddo.
Huh?
Come look at your turtle.
Ooh, pretty.
Gonna open it?
Oh, I like it.
You do.
Good job, Mama.
Thank you.
I like it.
Well, it was all your idea. I could have centered the star better. Now, if you remember, I UV resined the star to the top, so I need to make sure that, yeah, make sure that that's cured well. And this was the Astoya UV resin for bonding, so it won't take very long.
That one's faster than the other one. Right?
Yes, and I should have been wearing gloves.
Yes, you should have. Yes.
Well, and not because touching the resin, but because the UV light messes with me.
I know.
Okay. How's this one? Because I cured it on the outside, but
I would say quite fishy and
quite fishy.
adequately starry.
Yeah. I got a little bit of extra resin sitting there. All right, so that's good. So the top is good. The bottom, very floppy on the edges. So you need to make sure you have something that's going to stabilize and keep these edges tipped up, because that's where it leaked. And it was all around, completely around the entire turtle, not just one. So my bad on that. I should have really paid more attention to that. Now, I can leave that alone, or I can put black, this is just foam, but I have black self-adhesive felt. So I could put either or on the bottom of this just to give it a backer. I don't need to, but I can. Of course, I could always put cork, but if I'm going to use this as, say, a jewelry box, I think I would prefer to have the black on the back. But yeah, that's how I would finish off my turtle. I'm not going to do it now because I can't cut to save my life. I would leave it alone. But there is our turtle friend. He does have little spots there for his eyes, so you could say that's our black. Here's his eyes. Or you could put rhinestones in that if you have the right shape, because these are a nice oval. If you're going to do rounds, it would have to be like 2 rhinestones, and then it doesn't really make any sense. I could also, I've done it black. Now I could pop a rhinestone right in the middle to be the pupil, but I honestly think that just the black is fine. He's pretty. So there's our make for this week. I had fun. I tried a new mold and learned what issues I'm going to have with it going forward and how to help that not happen again. All right. Thank you for joining us here in the game room. Come join us again next week. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do, but whatever it is, we will endeavor to make it fun. In the meantime, don't forget to play. See you soon. Bye.